This is the UAAP Season 73 Volleyball.
UST picking off right where they left off in set number 1 and dominating FEU once again in set number 2, 25-13. And Coach Shaq De Los Santos began to give some opportunities for his rookies to play towards the end of that set number 2.
That's right, but even so, FEU was still, left clueless on how they would be able to score more points against the Lady Tigresses. It seemed like, to me at least, when I was looking at them, it seemed like they have already given up in the second set. I didn't feel the energy, nor did I hear anyone communicating inside the court, which is exactly what Coach Ness was looking for from his girls during one of the huddles.
Exactly, pointing out communication as one of the problems for FEU. But on the other side, UST just playing well. Banatikla taking over in set number 2 after Aiza Maizo was the star in set number 1. So excellent play on both ends for UST. FEU needs to find that desire to try to steal a set here or the game from UST. But right now, down 2-0. It is a very daunting task for FEU.
Now, of course, it's going to be a challenge to them. But like what we are saying, for this very young team, they have nothing to lose, but everything to gain in the remaining games that they have here in the UAAP. All they need to do is just to really make the most out of it para each one would become a learning experience.
We're going to take a look right now at the statistics of set number 2.
Well, clearly it's still UST, of course, leading the scoreboard in terms of attacks, scoring 12 as compared to only 5 of FEU. Here they go again in proving how good of a blocking team they are by scoring 4 points as compared to none of FEU. And lastly, of course, when it comes to services, Tito, we said that FEU had a difficult time in getting receptions. UST actually scored 4 points from that.
Back to the action as we officially begin set number 3. Thank you for joining us. I'm Anton Ross together with Anne Remulla. This is the showdown between two of the most storied teams in women's volleyball history in the UAAP. FEU taking on UST. But right now, FEU in a rebuilding stage while UST trying to build on their championship of last year.
Of course, I think for UST, the goal is to win another championship this year. Last year, they had to incur a few losses in the elimination rounds. But, in the latter part of the season, they really proved what a strong team they were by winning 2-0 against LaSalle in the championships.
Exactly. And between these two teams, UST swept FEU last season. And UST's only 2 losses last year came in the first round against LaSalle and Ateneo. So since that loss to Ateneo, which went to 5 sets, UST has won 15 straight games here in the UAAP.
Amazing. Very impressive.
Point again for UST.
So it seems that they have forgotten how to lose despite having these new players. But as I mentioned a while ago, they have gone through tough games so far against Ateneo and Adamson, who took them to 5 sets.
So it's not like they really breezed through each and every game na parang it was so easy for them. Some of the teams actually gave them a hard time, which is a good, good thing for the team too.
Exactly. As you mentioned a while ago, that's good experience for this UST team who is trying to incorporate some new promising rookies as well. Let's get a short side update right now from Nico Ramos once again for the side of FEU.
Anton and Anne, I'll pick up from a few things that you guys pointed out about the faces of these FEU Lady Tamaraws. Earlier, you pointed out how Micah Morada can still manage a smile despite the beating that they're getting, frankly, from the UST Tigresses. Well, this FEU team, rather, they're very, very much concerned with body language and with smiles. I mentioned that the last game when I covered for them, is that they always take time to pull each other and say, smile, smile, you'll play better if you have better body language. And as for the smile that is not on Coach Ness's face, well, let's be because of what you said, and they want to challenge. They came into this game wanting to challenge UST. They weren't necessarily looking for a win, but they at least didn't want to make it too easy for UST. And obviously, that's not what they're getting as of right now. If there's a bright side to this FEU team, it's that they are very much together as a team. After Coach Ness speaks with them every time out, they always make sure to pull together as a unit and talk amongst themselves as players. Let's see if they can pull out of this hole together. It's exactly what they'll need against UST. Guys?
Thank you, Nico, for that excellent report. And if there's any coach that young players should listen to, it's Coach Ness Pamilar.
Of course, yes, many years of volleyball experience to his name.
Let's take a look at this right here.
The UST scoring machine, Maizo.
As Nico mentioned a while ago, with some advanced form right there, as seen in our replay. And another early start here for the Tigresses, 6-2. And an excellent double block right there. Collaborating, Valentina and Ortiz.
Morada may probably feel that she's in a very unlikely position, given that in the past years, you know, the team that she belonged to, that FEU team, was one of the toughest teams that we have here, not normally found at the bottom of the standings. And right now she has some very heavy shoes to fill.
And we'll talk about that team more when we come back. Right now, UST leading 8-2 here in set number 3.
Welcome back to the 73rd season of your UAAP volleyball tournament. This is the match between the UST Tigresses and the FEU Lady Tams. Now let's just quickly go over the UST side of things. Well, I'm going to be talking about Nico's Aiza Maizo highlights machine. I took the liberty to ask Coach Shaq kung bakit siya ganon kagaling. And aside from her athleticism and what the UST training has done to her, Coach Shaq actually is proud that Aiza has shown real dedication. She never skips practices and workouts unless there's a need or a strong need to, which usually is academic. Now, he believes that Aiza, being the captain this season and being the team's ate, gave her more sense of responsibility, thus translating to being a natural leader on and off the court. And yeah, the scoring machine that she is. Well, I got a chance to talk to her during the second set. She said that they're surprised that FEU's defense today is scrambling, and will try to take advantage of this as much as possible. Let's see if they can utilize their spikers more in the set. And they're also looking forward to exposing their second stringers, even the third stringers, if given the chance. Anton and Ann.
Thank you, man. And indeed, Aiza Maizo, the team captain, is also playing in her last year for UST. So she is the leader of this Tigresses team and setting a good example right here.
That's right. And, you know, I guess it's very important also, the leadership that you show your teammates. It's you can see it. It's reflective of how they move inside the court. And also on Aiza Maizo, she's very consistent in terms of how she plays. Year on year, you'd always see her name as one of the top scorers that we have here in the UAAP.
And I believe right now that she is at the top in terms of the number of points scored among all ladies in UAAP season 73 so far.
That's right, number 1. As of the last game, not counting this one, she had already a total of 74 points.
And she is looking to build on that. And one of the few clear points there for FEU, Morada, outwitting the UST defense. And Maizo just smiling it off.
Just one of the few. Let's see how they can get back. Oh, but they don't. It's still FEU's point.
They're now within 3.
And they're getting the points off tips, off dumps. Back-to-back tips right there from Morada and Remigio. Back set now. Morada trying to respond. Di mo kulangan.
Better blocking now for FEU.
They go back to Maizo.
But Maizo, of course, with the sharp eyes and a good sense of the court, manages to get that point from a drop ball.
Putting on a clinic right here, showing a variety of ways to hit that volleyball.
Service error.
As I say that, a service error there for Maizo.
Only goes to show that she's
Serving
human
is
as well.
Maika.
Not perfect all the time.
But she was all business as she sent that volleyball to the net.
An
A
ace.
service ace here by Morada, who's trying to be the hero once again in set number 3, as I mentioned. She was the hero in set number 3 in their last game against UE, leading FEU to win that set despite playing on an injured leg.
Block went out. UST point. It's Maika Ortiz.
But UST getting it off that block, pounding it off that block by FEU.
To serve Maika Ortiz.
Here's Ortiz now. Still alive for FEU. Another dump received well by Maizo.
Oh,
Nice block.
again, this is the weak rotation that FEU has. No Morada, no Vargas in the front line.
And Rojas getting roofed there by Hirotsuji as we take another look at Ortiz, who hails from Nueva Vizcaya.
Outside. Another
Outside
point
for Rojas.